All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy new month of November, everybody. It's November, people. How many of us have said this? It's November. Next month, it is 2024. Let that sink in. I know. I'm a party pooper. We're currently busy celebrating. I think we're going to be celebrating for the next 2 weeks, and then after that, everything will die down. And once again, congratulations to us, the champions, back to back. Hopefully in 2027. 2027, right? Yeah, we will also do the same thing. Guys, my throat is sore. It's so sore. I'm going to try my level best to be as audible as I can. As a matter of fact, I was thinking, why did I even schedule the live? Because I am not well on my esophagus. And the reason why there was no video yesterday, this is how I was speaking like, hello, my name is good. That's how I sounded like yesterday. So that is why you guys did not see a video because my throat, it was being ginindalized, if you know what I mean. Anyways, guys, before I go on, I do have some announcements that I would like to make. I at first I thought let me sneak them and not tell you how many there are, but I thought let me just be fair. There are about 8 announcements that I want to make. Very important announcement. The first one, of course, I am not very well. My throat is, yeah, the pineapple. I don't eat pineapple. I don't know what made me think that I can eat pineapple out of the blue. Now that I thought, maybe because I was still a teenager and then my tongue palates and enzymes were still developing. And now that I'm on the fourth floor, things are much better. They're worse, actually, because back then it would just burn my tongue as well as my lips. Now it goes all the way down my esophagus. It's as if I swallowed acid. Can you imagine? So the only time I eat pineapple is when it's reduced into a juice. I love pineapple juice. So I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly speaking, I just don't know. Now I'm suffering. And I know I'm going to be suffering for another 2 days or so. Yesterday was the worst. I couldn't talk. I just couldn't talk. I think, yeah, maybe I was able to talk a bit later on, maybe around 9ish. Yeah. So the second announcement that I would like to make is that, guys, it's November. I've already told you guys before that YouTube in November, as of the 1st of November, there are some ads that you are going to watch without the skippable button. You see the one where you say skip? Unfortunately, from this point on going forward, this is YouTube, is not us content creators. It's YouTube that decided to do that. There are some ads that you're going to see with the skippable button, and there are also going to be many ads you're going to see without the skippable button. So, meaning that, and the ads, apparently, from what I heard, they're not going to be any longer than a minute. If it's a long ad, it's going to be like a minute long. A short ad will be literally 5 seconds long or 30 seconds long. So there's a chance where you're going to just fold your arms and wait for the ad to complete. And for me, I would advise you go get something to eat or drink or run to the loo. Let the ad run its course. The ones that you can skip, then even though they pay us more on YouTube because of when you don't skip the ad. So it's up to you. So if you same goes when I'm live. While I'm live, I'm not the one who sets these ads. They're going to be pop-up ads that you're going to see while I'm busy being in a live stream. In fact, not only me, all YouTubers across the planet is the same thing as of the 1st of November. All right. So that's not of our making at all. Before we had control, now we don't have 100% control when it comes to the ads. I hope that is understood. Thirdly, please do me a favor, guys. Smash the like button on this live because, guys, as you have seen, after I have announced or re announced that, guys, we are not liking the videos, and when you guys started liking the videos, the growth started happening once again. Please like the live as well. If you're watching the replay, please also click the like button. I highly appreciate that. The fourth thing that I want to talk to is YouTubers. If you are a YouTuber and then you are watching here, YouTube has a new program. Some of us are chosen to talk about this program, but I would say to you, go to your YouTube studio on desktop, and then this announcement I'm going to give you is probably there on your YouTube studio on the right hand corner. It's written "Made for You." I'm gonna create a short just to remind you guys of what this is about. It's opportunities. Let me just put it that way. YouTube wants to give YouTubers from South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya these opportunities. So it's a matter of being chosen for it. It's not like automatically you'll be part of the program. So you can apply, and then the YouTube will just choose you from that. It's like how YouTube Black works. It's the same thing. Trust and believe me, this is bigger than YouTube Black, if you ask me. So I will talk about that. Please pay attention, or go to my other YouTube channel, which is Clantis on Business, and there I will put a shorts there, and I will leave a link in the description box for you to click and apply. All right. And then the fifth thing I want to say to Lelo and Lelo Waka Gacheni, the game changer, as well as the beauty queen of our true crime community. Yes, Lelo M invited the clan to her Black Carpet event last week, which was launching a podcast called Game Changers, as well as her book called Digital Marketing, Crashing It on YouTube. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant book. If you want to involve yourself, not on necessarily YouTube, but you can do like drop shipping, Shopify, or digital calls and things of that nature, how to market that business digitally and things of that nature. It will give you all those great, amazing ideas. Okay. If you are able, please do buy it. It's 480 Rand if you are going to purchase it via WhatsApp. She has a WhatsApp provision. You can go to her Instagram, or you can go to her YouTube channel in the description box. You will find it there. So, yeah. And the sixth thing that I also want to talk about is, yes, as YouTubers, especially the ones that do caught YouTube, we talk to each other in the background. In fact, as a matter of fact, we have built, oh, we have forged a friendship of some sort. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because this week we've been having a lot of mischievous members of our communities trying to pit us against each other. They'll say, "Oh, Clantis, you are better than," and I'm like, I've said it several times to some people privately because I would not want to embarrass them in the open. I know that they mean well what they say, but it doesn't sit well with me when I'm told that I'm better than. None of us, all these other YouTubers that are doing the Senzo Meyiwa case or doing any other case for that matter, none of us are lawyers. None of us are experts or judges. We are just using our brains and, you know, taking these cases, or this case in particular, and trying to make sense of it. We do it differently. Others will do it live, others will do like sit down videos like myself, others will actually do the live itself of the court case as it happens. Others will analyze, others are going to talk about what they observed. It's different how we deal with this particular case. So to say, "Oh, you are better," please, guys, can you not be that person? Don't be that person, because I'm telling you right now, we have agreed amongst each other that we will not allow ourselves to be pitted against each other. We are all the same. None of us possess any type of degree, and we are all very smart people, by the way, quite smart. And then even at the event, we sat down and we were talking about a lot of things that sometimes we feel some members of our communities may be actually toxic. And then it's our responsibility to take you guys aside in private and say, "Can you not do that again, please? These are my colleagues. They are also now my friends as well." So I thought, let me just bring that to the front so that you also decide not to be that person. Do not, if you feel that you like my channel, fine, you like my channel. If you feel like you like Lelo's channel, fine, you like Lelo's channel. If you like Mzansi Reality, you like Mzansi Reality. If you like us all, we are grateful, all of us, very grateful. Instead of saying, "Oh yeah, you are better than," oh, hi. I even seen some people say, "Okay, never mind, I'm not going to say what I was witnessing." And then, unfortunately, some YouTubers, until we had a conversation about that, guys, do not keep quiet when one of your toxic member of the community is saying something that is unsavory. chastise them on the side. Don't embarrass them, chastise them, ask them for their Instagram handle or Twitter, and then go there and let them know that it does not sit well with me when you do this. And then they apologize. Believe me, most of the ones that came to, they apologized and went and deleted their comments. And I appreciate that. So, what's the last one? Yeah, this basically, the last one was it's just saying be better than, you must be a better person than that. Anyways, guys, let's get into today's program. I see there are some what do you call this, live chats have come through. I've also left a link if you want to come through and talk to me. Let me know what's on your mind as a self-appointed expert, and let's have fun. Let's talk. Let's laugh. It doesn't necessarily have to be about Senzo Meyiwa. It could be about the Rugby World Cup. How do you feel that we are champions back to back? What do you think about 2027? Do you think we're going to, 30 is the charm? What they say again? 30 is a charm and things of that nature. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. So let me go to the live chats and talk to you there. Renee says, "Hope you get well soon, Clantis. Thank you so much." Laughing. It's as if I have flu, but I don't have flu at all. But I am getting better because I can tell that the enzymes, that pineapple has enzymes. You try to eat pineapple, and pineapple is trying to eat you back, by the way, in case you didn't know. It's funny. It's the most funniest fruit ever. Yeah, it has enzymes that are trying to eat you as well. So yeah, they tried my throat. They really did. Lindiwe says, "Unjani ndodana, hayi imihlolo enkantolo ijaji lethu alikho right for this case sizogula." Hi, mina, I've never been so frustrated this week than I've been by this judge, and I think he's quite surprised, and probably the MPA itself and Judge President probably surprised, like, why South Africans are still holding on to this. We thought they would have long, gave up on this case, but we are not going to give up on this case because we just realized, as a matter of fact, we just realized as we were watching that, oh no, we are on our own. We don't have a police force. We don't have the National Prosecuting Authority. Our magistrates are in tatters. They were there on the stand, showing us the work that they do or lack thereof. And then you're like, no, I gotta pay attention so that if I ever find myself in a situation like Danzi and Sibiya, I will know what to do. You know what I'm trying to say? But no, we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up. Yes, it is heart wrenching. It is exhausting. I even saw some people using a word which is it describes it very, very well. They say mental fatigue. I was like, yeah, that's actually a best description I can come up with. I mean, I can, what do you call this, agree on that we are mentally fatigued at this point, and the judge is just pressing on it and is making sure that we give up as soon as possible so that they can sneak in whatever it is that they want to sneak in. You guys saw for yourselves the reason why the case yesterday was adjourned until Monday. Guess what? Baloy. And the judge is not like, dude, the postponement, I do not like it. We need to, there needs to be progress in this case. But no, he's not going to do that to Baloy. And then that is why you're going to keep having postponements. Why? Because Baloy's witnesses, they come understand and they say something totally different from the documents that the defense has on their table. They are reading and then they're listening. They're like, what I'm reading here and what I'm hearing there, it's two different things. What's happening? So, of course, the defense, they have to ask for postponement so that they can gather all these information so that their clients are well represented. And then if the judge, who I think yesterday was like, I am a fair judge, so I'm going to give you postponement, will come back on Monday. When we already know that that's not the case. It's just not the case at all. So yeah, I was answering Mam Lindy where, oh my goodness, you guys are beautiful. Do you know that the members of the clan, the members of the Stib Nation, as well as other what people that are members of beautiful human beings. Not only y'all are beautiful, like externally, internally too, and smart. Oh my goodness, I loved talking to y'all last Saturday. It's like we could just meet every single Saturday and meet and talk, and I loved it. I loved it. I really did. Congratulations, Lelo, once again. Your success, it rubbed off on so many of us. I'm inspired. That much I can tell you. Bintu says, hello, Pooty. Oh, where's Pooty? Don't make me. Ow. The spoon only comes when I am filming at the office, and I know that when I get home, I won't have time because I've taken my work home. So then I will film at the office and I will use the spoon for my mic, and then I come home, I edit, and then I post the spoon. Ignatia says, good afternoon, Clantis. Good afternoon to you, Ignatia. I love your name. Oli says, good afternoon, Clan. Good afternoon to you too, Oli. It's good to see you here. One of the clan members that I met last Saturday is my Charlotte. How are you doing? Love you to bits. Hello, clan. This trial is really exhausting us because I think Ratha has made up his mind to find these guys guilty. Hope I'm wrong. I would say that he is just entertaining it now. He knows that there is no way he can rule a guilty verdict on either of the five people that are stand accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa, because number one, this case died a long time ago. I know there are some people who keep saying no, the DNA is insignificant. DNA is very much significant. I've been reading on DNA ever since it kept because I keep hearing different inputs about the DNA. There are some people, of course, who don't like me, and they even the way they talk to me about the DNA. Somebody even called me stupid at one point because of the DNA thing, and I was like, you know what? Let me read on the DNA evidence. How crucial of a piece of evidence it is in a murder case. It can exonerate you. DNA can exonerate you from a criminal case like this one. If the witnesses are saying one thing, because the witnesses said this hat belongs to one of the intruders. This hat belongs to one of the intruders. The hat is taken for ballistic and all of that stuff. And then the forensic comes back with results and says none of the five this hat belongs to. So, how do you then find them guilty? Because remember, the scale of justice, it's about facts and the law. And right now, the scale is sitting like this. This is Malloy. This is the what you call and say totally something that is not making sense. The scale keeps, tilting. It will keep tilting. At the end of the day, when the judge sits and now has to make his ruling, he would look at the facts that were tabled by the state, and then he would look at the defense, the defense. And if the scale is in favor of the defense, of course, it's going to rule in favor of the defense. And what's worse about this is that not that the scale is like, okay, which way? This way? Okay, no, it's this way. This is the defense, and this is Baloi. Okay, where this is Baloi, right? So now the Constitution came into the fore where the very witnesses that are busy on the stand say, oh, I did not take the suspect to court. In fact, we didn't charge them within 48 hours. We also did not take them to court within 48 hours. Secondly, we were driving them around the country, uh, jurisdictions, all messed up. So the scale, what does it do? It's literally like this. it, it's it's people. It's roll over. How on earth is Baloy going to try and put it back together and level it? He is trying his level best, and he is failing. He is failing at every one of the witnesses that he's tabling, every cooked up statement. Come on. One of is it Buthelez's statement that was written on the 25th of October last week? No, 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 it wasn't Buthelez's. It was the current witness. And then his notes are already shredded because they were fading. What's happening? So no, Ma'am Charlotte, there is no way that the judge will rule that these five men are guilty. Cannot. I'll be shocked at the bravado of actually going against the Constitution. Uh, Mulifi says the new interpreter is not make sure. Yeah, I must be honest as well. As a Zulu person, I feel a little bit insulted by this particular interpreter. There was a time where I think it was Muteles at Amanga Saza, and he was like green lies, and I'm like, what? All he had to say was absolute lies because that's what it actually means. Yes, it for us, it's more like it's not an idiom, it's like a metaphor. Yeah, if it's directly translated in English, it is green lies. But in English, you don't say green lies, you say absolute lies, or hogwash. So I do feel rather insulted. But then again, I realize that this is how the interpreters are now working. They will work the entire week, and then the following week is going to be the second one, and then the third week is going to be another one. I don't think we're going to see Jonas this coming week. It's going to be the other one. I don't know what's his name. I don't only know Jonas. I don't know the other one that we had, the Jonas and him. This is the third guy, right? Because I've never heard him before. So I think Jonas, we're going to hear him on that other week. That's what I observed about the interpreters. Ratha is no longer what? Ratha is no longer watch the clan videos. He is back to his usual Mr. Odd. I think maybe he does watch, but then he becomes retaliative. Like he retaliates on what he heard, either on I don't know, on our videos or on the news or whatever it was said about him. So he wants to show us that he's still the boss. Both of them made me not to watch the proceedings this week. Get well soon. Yeah, I understand your frustration, but we should not relent. We should not relent because I think at this time that's exactly what they want. They want us to relent. Let's not relent, guys. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep talking about it because the more we talk about it, the more they also do not become complacent. The more of us drop out, then they'll get away with a lot. They will get away with a lot. Because once you get tired of them, you're gonna get tired of YouTubers that are actually following this case and want to hold the judiciary and the criminal justice system accountable for all this mess that they are busy doing, right? So don't give up, not yet, until we all say, you know what, done, bye. The Mayor family, sorry, we tried. No, let's not do it to them, and let's not do it to ourselves either, because at this point it could happen to any of us, guys. Any given time, we now see how the police work. Now we realize, oh, now we see why so many cold cases have piled up. If you had a loved one that was murdered 5 years ago and the murderer is still on the loose, now you see why. Now you see why. You see, so that this affects us directly. There is no way that we should, back out. Yes, he's frustrating. Trust and believe me, I was rubbing my what do you call this, my brain here because I was so frustrated by Ratha. I was so frustrated by Baloy, and I'm thinking, okay, fine. I see Ratha, I see Baloy, but these people I handled. There's Judge President. There's the JSC. There's the president. Hello, where are they? Save taxpayers' money, please. Please save us. Because this is a wasteful expenditure at this point in time. This is exactly what it is. Irregular expenditure. Amelia says hello, Nhlakanipho. I'm not Nhlakanipho, I am Tlantla as well. But I get you. Thank you. How are you doing, Amelia? Dinner afternoon, Clan. Afternoon to you too. Simpiwe says, hello, Clantis. Ishmina ngi worried about the judge kule case kasenzo nje. Behavior yakhe. It's appalling. Absolutely appalling. There was last week he was so well behaved. Last week he was so well behaved. This week he was like, "Oh, these YouTubers, this is what they are saying. Mina, I'm well behaved." No, abangas. And now he came out. He is this time around. Before he would kind of like put a foot in the arena and kind of take it out. This time around, he put both his feet in the arena, and he started playing. And he was refereeing, and he was also a spectator. It was like, bro, what's happening? What are you doing? What are you doing? He forgot that he's a judge. Completely forgot. I was like, okay, the appeal court, I cannot wait for it, honestly speaking. Normally, agree everyone brings something to the table. Now, maybe some are just easier on the ear. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, none of us are lawyers. We are doing the best that we can to hold this process accountable and also to let them know that we are watching. It's no longer like before where court cases are held indoors and we never know what actually happens. And if a person is guilty on the basis of what? Now we know if these guys are found guilty, we'll be like, on the grounds of what? Because everything that we are witnessing is saying these guys are not guilty. So yeah, I agree. We are just rubbing our IQs. Some of us we have higher IQs, but that is not to say pit us against each other. Please don't do that. Is it the right word? Pit each other. Sometimes my English as well. It does fly off. Dinell says not Guinea typing the statements for the witnesses while the proceedings are underway. Right? I mean, I agreed with Gomez Zulu 100%. This what the witness was doing on the stand was I don't know if you guys do follow the SABC live chats. I'm there sometimes. Since morning, when this man was the witness started speaking, I think I said it 4 times that defense get the originals. Defense get the originals. Something doesn't sound right with the witness. It feels as though he's reading outside. And I don't have the documents, guys. I have no documents of the case that is currently happening. But at the same time, I do have a brain, right? I have ears. And then my ears are feeding the brain. They're like, that's BS. What you are hearing? So that is why I kept saying, get the originals. Get the originals, including the OB books. Get the originals. Something ain't right. Something is not right at all there. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to come out. It's going to be exposed that this witness has been receiving documents either during short breaks or long breaks or adjournments, whatever you call them, or during weekends or after the court case. And then they come and then they are busy building a case on what the defense is actually defending their clients against. And then they will go and cook up something. Okay, I will say allegedly because to me it does sound like a cook up, you know? They'll go allegedly cook up something and they come back the next day and you're like, why am I not surprised? Seriously, why am I not surprised? I apologize with my nose as well. There's a lot of mucus. By the way, the pineapple does dry up your mucus, and so it kind of like revives itself and goes to my nose. Rosina says this case is traumatic. We can see that subs are so corrupt and evil. We need counseling after this. Oh, Cupcake needs to allocate a traumatic psychologist tell us to lie on our couches at home, face up, close our eyes, and then soothe us, heal us from this evil that we've been put through by Ratha and gang. Honestly speaking, Bitu says Ukininda law, but no, Ukininda no baloi needs prayers. They are dirty. Ooh, praise God says, hey clan, is it still procedural to write new statements while as the case is on in a court? No, excuse me. From what I understand, the law says before a case begins, whether you are a what do you call this, a plaintiff in a civil court or you are a prosecutor in a criminal court, you need to disclose every document. And once every document is disclosed, you cannot therefore add new things on it unless you I don't know, maybe there's another law or some sort where you first consult with the opposition that hey, new information has come on and we would like to add this information, and then they make an application through the court, and the court will then make an order whether that new evidence is going to be admissible or not admissible into the trial. But I don't know. Again, we are not lawyers. We are not judges. We don't know what the rules of the court are when it comes to things like this. But from what I understand, every document must be discovered. Every document must be discovered. If there's going to be an amendment, and there's a law that allows an amendment to a statement or something like that. And just like I said, guys, Baloy is desperate. He is so desperate that he's digging a horse that was long buried. He's trying to at least even cove a zombie. Oh my gosh, it's so sad. It's so sad. Siapari says, hello, clan. Kininda, excuse me. Hello, clan. Kininda is like a ghost. He appears every. I'm so tired of hearing that name, and it's still not in court. He wants to gain fame and popularity by orchestrating this hell of a case. At this point, when is he coming? Because I feel like once Gininda has come and then made a testimony, then Baloy can now apply for Section 174 and close this case. Honestly. Shorty says, good evening, family. Good evening, Shorty. Good to have you here. I'm going to leave the what do you call this? The link once again. If you want to come through and talk to me, just talk, guys. I know we are a little bit miserable because of Baloy and his far far hair. Or is it Führer? Baloy and Führer. You know who's Führer, right? If you know, you know. Ignatius says black plastic of ammunition, drugs, and firearm arrest to Bondanzi and Sibia. This doesn't make sense. Why do you keep finding the same thing in the same plastic bag? I don't get it. At this point, accused number five, they will say it's a bluish box as well. Why every time they go into somebody's house, they kick in the door? Because I believe that they never ask for permission. We know how they work, these guys. We know how they work. We know how they work. Kick in the door, and what do you call this? And then they come back and say, "We found this." What was the whole purpose of going? Where's the search warrant? What's going on? My goodness. Kia says, honestly speaking, this case is a horror movie. Scriptwriter is Gininda. Baloy is the director. The Meyiwa family will never find justice with Ratha as a judge. As I've said in the beginning of when I started doing this niche on YouTube, that I don't believe that the Meyiwas will get justice. And I did say that maybe it's time that they worked on accepting that there might never be justice served on the Meyiwa unless the killer develops some kind of consciousness. And we know most of the time people who develop consciousness is when they are going through hell. And then they start thinking maybe the reason why I'm going through hell is because I did this to somebody. And now if I confess, maybe all this hell is going to burn out, you know? I don't know. Unless then the killer does actually confesses at some point, then but then again, if the killer was part of the people that were acquitted, that would be double jeopardy, meaning that they can never be charged for the murder of Senzo Meyiwa, ever, ever. So I do also see why people are calling for 375. Sometimes calling the 375 for me is a little bit scary because if you call for 375 now, how are you going to hold one of those people that were with Senzo Meyiwa on the 26th of October 2014 accountable when this whole process says everybody is acquitted? There's no sufficient evidence. So that means forever and ever, Senzo Meyiwa would have been killed in vain. No justice will be served. So yeah, that is why I'm not a big supporter of 375 just yet. Uh, in the beginning, I would have said, in fact, I did say, I think this is when after what happened when I started calling for those people that were in the house to be arrested and added as accused number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I can't remember. But then along the way, I was like, there's danger here. There's a danger here. So I don't know. Let probably let this one finish and let these guys be acquitted, and then the MPS still has something tangible to pursue justice for Senzo Meyiwa. At this point, I don't trust them anymore. Shorty says, and substance and how they found the those plastics. It's incredible. That's what I'm saying. That this could happen to any of us. Shortcuts. The police they have no the inaptitude. Is it inaptitude? Yeah, they don't know how to do proper investigations. So the shortcut thing to do is to pick somebody on the street and smear this case on them, and then plant a few evidence here and there, and then take them to court, and then the court will find overwhelming evidence against the person, and then off you go and serve a life sentence of a crime you have no idea about. That is what we are witnessing in this court. They are showing us that there is a great chance that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of prisoners that are sitting in prison for crimes they never committed. Absolutely have no idea about. This is what this case is showing us. And I hope some of those people who are serving criminal sentences of crimes they never committed are watching so that once this case concludes, let me remind you guys about, I don't know if I did remind you guys about why Jub Jub was let out early. I don't know if you did. I please say yes or no in the comment section if I have shared why Jub Jub Maruhanye was released from prison. Remember, 8 kids were killed. I think it was sentenced to 25 years or something, but he only served less than 6 years. And I'll tell you why he was actually released. If I don't know if I have, just say yes, you have. If I have not, just say no, you haven't. Okay, and then I'll share it. So it's incredible. I hope when this case concludes and those prisoners are sitting, I don't think it's even right to call them prisoners if they are there innocent. Let those innocent people watch to the end and then use this case if the five are acquitted and then lodge appeals, especially if you were prosecuted by Baloy and then your trial was presided over by Ratha Mukwatleng. That's what I'm. These two, and then if your case was also investigated by Gininda, it was also investigated by all these other people that took the stand that are so-called SCPS and Metro. I think you have a great chance of appealing your case. because the unethicalness, the corruption, all these things that we are witnessing, it screams appeal, and your appeal will be successful. That's what it's screaming to me. That's what I would do if I was prosecuted by Baloy, or I was my case was presided over by Judge Rat. I'll be like, he did the same thing on my case too, and there was no evidence, and he let it through, and he convicted me. No ways. Do something. Mzamo says, Mr. Clint, thanks for everything you do for this case. Keep it up, Abdul. Thank you, Mzamo. Thank you so much. I get it. That other day, I was a little bit frustrated when I wrote that community post. Uh, I think I was just frustrated by what was happening, and at the same time, I had so many stuff happening, and my videos were not being uploaded on time. I was like, everything that could go wrong actually was going wrong this past week, or this week actually. So, but then I also felt like it was important that I put you in the picture. And then what I said there is I left a lot out. Number one, I'm working, but at the same time, I'm listening to the case. And at the same time, I'm writing notes while I'm working doing my 9 to 5. And then after that, when it's done during lunch, the long adjournment, that's also my lunch time. I'm sitting with those notes and I'm editing those notes for the video. So all those stuff I didn't mention about what I said when I was putting you in the picture. So I highly appreciated when you are grateful for what I do, because it encourages me to do more. And what also encourages me to continue is when I see likes on the video, when I see likes on the live. So if you haven't liked this live yet, please click the like button. It's encouraging because when I see the like, I know what the likes do to the YouTube algorithm. It pushes the video to more people, and the more people discover the video or the live, that's when they subscribe. They're like, I like this, or I would like to follow this, or whatever the case might be. And then that's how the channel also grows. So please like the live. I'll highly appreciate it. 124 that I see on this side. So match that, please. I appreciate that. Lindeni says that's true. I think you're talking about us being pitted against each other or the criminal justice system. Tech Genius Support says, hi. Hi, how are you doing? Good to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. I'll just call you J York. Okay, Aya J York. Okay, I think yeah. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Hi, Clan. Did you hear about Advocate Tobane planning to bring in an application to charge KK? What your take? And this is on another YouTube platform. Yes, we did have that conversation because he was also at the event of Lelo N, and we had a conversation, an extensive conversation, very enlightening conversation. I would say, yeah, there's truth to that, but I cannot get into the merits of it. I feel like he needs to do his thing so that we also do not harm whoever is watching, and like, oh, okay, these are the pointers, and so I think I'm compromised to elaborate on that. So I'm just going to confirm that yeah, there's something along those lines. Lindeni says Ratha irritates me about. He's very irritating, shame. Yo, I can't believe I used to defend him. I used to defend this guy, guys, because I'm thinking he's an intellectual, and I know how intellectuals behave. There are some things that intellectuals cannot tolerate, like stupidity or something that sounds stupid. They have no tolerance for that. But then I realized that not only he is an intellect, because he is an intellectual, that part I'll give it to him. But then his intellectualism does not have emotional intelligence. He does not have emotion. He doesn't have EQ. He has an IQ. Is EQ and IQ should be working together. And for me to resolve something, the first thing that I need to check is my emotions before I switch on my IQs. But no, Yana, he's here, but emotionally, he's all over the place. And as a result, he's irritating a lot of people. Shorty says our judge is very arrogant. Yeah, he has what you call PhD syndrome. He thinks he's smarter than everybody. Lindeni says the judge behavior is abnormal. Is it due to old age? Is it wisdom? What is it? I don't get it. I've tried to analyze him, or like psychoanalyze him. Of course, I'm not a psychologist. Like, my streets analogy of him, and I cannot pinpoint. I can't put my finger on it. I cannot put my finger on it. Honestly speaking, he's complicated. Mzamo says, Mr. Clanter, I like to thank you for good work. Okay. I think oh, it was repeated. No, thank you, Mzamo. I appreciate it. Again, I appreciate it. Nomade says, I also watched that video with Advocate Tobani. Very interesting. Oh, I have not seen it. I think it's from a colleague of mine, Bongani, ne? Because I know they were planning something there as well. Maybe it's from, I don't know. I think so. Lindeni says, I thought he was supposed to be neutral, but now he is supporting the state. That's what judges supposed to do, impartial. You intervene when it's justifiable, not come and debate with the defense and ask, according to who is the fabrication, who fabricated. That question is supposed to be asked by the state, and making an application to the judge to ask the judge to put the defense in order. And then the judge makes a decision and say, okay, you are out of order, Advocate Ngomezulu. Not he debates with Ngomezulu. I don't understand how that works. I used to be in a debate team in high school as well as university, and I know that an adjudicator does not enter the arena. The adjudicator listens to applications and then makes a ruling. That's exactly how the court works as well. In Ratha's courtroom, I don't know. It's just It's like a freeway, especially for the states. They are the ones that are benefiting from all these privileges that the defense cannot. You see, when Baloyi is on the floor, he listens attentively. He does not interrupt. There are so many things that Baloyi has said that as a judge, I would have said, wait a minute, can I get clarification here? Or if I hear something from the witness for the benefit of the court, I would say, I'm sorry, Mr. Baloyi, but if I may get clarification from the witness. But no, he doesn't. But let the defense stand and start cross-examining, and then they are going in a line that is going to chip away further from the state's case. That's when he jumps and he defends the state. How many times did he do that this week? Countless times. Countless, like with these new statements that are popping from nowhere. He is not saying no, no more. This is the last. No, he's happy. Bring it on. Yeah, bring it on. As long as Baloyi, my son, it helps you. Everything is okay. No, absolutely not. Amina says, "Oh, look at me thinking I got it. I wanted to say into Google. Yeah, Clantan Pitugo, Clantis, those are my three names that I got. I let me stick to Clantis. Yeah, Clantis is for you guys on YouTube because it makes it easier for me if I am on the you meet me somewhere, I don't know, wherever you meet me, and you say Clantis, and when you say Clantis, then I know exactly where you know me from. If you say Tutugo, then I know where I know you from, or you know me from. And if you say Clantis, I know that's family, my immediate family, or people that are in the immediate family circle. That's how then I would know. So that's why I kind of like separated my names that way. Clantis for YouTube, Ndutugo for the public at large and government, and then Ntlanta for family. Lindeni says, yeah, Keninda is a snake, allegedly. Well, it's figurative, yeah, because he's a human being, but the behavior is slithering like a snake. He is. Lindeni says, including Malloy, Trevor, Gininda, the devil brigadier. That's coming from you. Let's see. Shorty says that Lidedi Hadebe Baloy is worse. Brenda says, I wonder what Minister Biggie Clyde thinks of Ukeninda. That guy is dangerous. Hey, I have no idea. I have no idea what he thinks. Lindeni says, you 100, oh, Matt, Matt, you're 100% correct. Okay, there's a conversation happening there between the two of you. Ignatia says Maumela was much better than Ratata. I wouldn't know because I was not watching then. The fact that he is actually suspended because he takes forever to make rulings, that's bad. That's really, really bad. I think I do support that he's cast aside, especially for a matter like this one. I don't know, but I wouldn't know. I did not watch that trial. Shorty says, at Hermanus, I never thought I would miss Mahomet. Remember, Mohammed is the reason why Jeff was in jail. Luis or Louis? How do I pronounce Luis? No, I'll say Louis. Louis, right? Good afternoon. No, Louis. Yeah, Louis. Good afternoon, clan family. How are you doing? How are you doing, Louis? Thank you so much for being here. Lindeni says, yes, Mamela was better. Danny says, well, Gininda, I said to have solved. Okay, well, Gininda said, okay, I'll start this again. Well, Gininda said to have solved and brought the biggest criminal underworld syndicates, unless if all his cases can be questioned. Herinel also applauded him together with Mayowa's family. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I hope they are realizing that there are things that don't make sure, especially for Herinel. He should be like putting on his glasses and become the prosecutor he was in the Oscar Pistorius case and look this case in the same eye as how he did back then. Shorty says that Lindeni Hadebe Ratha is our worst nightmare. Let's not allow him though. Let's not allow him. Bizo Nhlanhla Fagute says, what's up, clan? First time on the live. Hope you are good. I'm very well. Thank you so much, Bizo. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And congratulations for making it to your first live with the clan. And of course, we are also self-appointed experts, as you can see in the live chat. Pam Dava says, big ups to you, Clantis. Thank you so much, Pam. I appreciate that. Thank you. Shirley says, I think his biggest mistake was charging these guys under false pretense. I agree. I agree because hey, the mumbo jumbo we are seeing and the somersaults. The previous witness before Butelezi, hey, at some point I was like, oh my gosh, when Shololo was basically messing up with his mind, Shololo messed him up. Even when Baloy was doing his re-examination, Baloy realized that if I continue with my re-examination of him, he's going to end up contradicting everything. So he quickly sat down and said, no, I have no more questions. I think he had more questions than he actually asked Butelezi because Butelezi was cooked by Mshololo. She messed him with numbers, with dates and places. He was like, I was sleeping. Okay, you were sleeping. I was like, it was beautiful watching Shololo with Butelezi. I enjoyed that one. It was great because he was exposed. He was left naked for all to see that everything that he said on the stand was a fabrication, including the assaults and electrocutions and all of that. I believe accused number two. And I also believe Usmia. And I believe, I do believe. Buzuzu says, can't wait for Geninda. This judge thinks we are imbeciles. I think so too. If only Mamshololo had stood with Tefu last year. Ngabe Sikude. Oh, she didn't stand with Tefu. What was going on there? What was happening? This is news to me. Now we see why Tefu was pushing 375 number, case number. Kininda is working overtime. Woo! Yeah. What happened? Please shed the tea. Why Mishololo was not working with Tefu? Danny says, excuse me. Ooh, what's up? Probably. And Clantis says this is very painful and hurting. Have you guys noticed how Ratha leads Baloy? Not only he leads Baloy, he also becomes the witness. Orat. He becomes. Hey, did you see that action that he was playing during? He was trying to send a message to Baloy, but Baloy, it was just flying over his head, and like Baloy, your father is trying to say this about the 74 hours. And then I knew that the following day he was going to come with corrections, and boy, did he not come with corrections. And I'm like, that's exactly what your father was trying to do when he was trying to be messy. He was just being messy. And I'm like, I am, I'm sitting in my office and I'm watching this unfolding, and I'm like, but I can tell what the Ratha is trying to tell Baloy, but Baloy is not getting the encrypted message. And I think Ngomezulu was waiting. Ngomezulu was waiting because I think he also saw that. Because I saw him squinting his eyes, was like, and he would speak to Nisi and Steve, and I'm like, "Shay." That part was entertaining for me. I don't know, like, I was entertained. No, Tata, you are right. You are absolutely right about him leading Ubaloy. Not only he leads, he takes over Baloy's job, and Baloy is happy to sit there and watch his father do his thing. I'm just saying father because I don't know what the relationship is, you know. And besides, this is an African older man, and then Baloy is younger, so of course you're gonna call him Baba, you know. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. Ignition says Shorty meant me too. Busisiwa says he is leading him in every way possible. My goodness. Not only does he lead him, he takes over. He takes over Baloy's job and becomes the prosecutor. That's why I'm saying he comes into the arena and becomes a player. He becomes the judge, the prosecutor, and the witness. Like, what's happening? Then we have Mangamutsi, Magmutsi, right? Oh, you're saying no. Simpiwa says no. Busasiwa says no. Trevor says no. Okay, I see what the no's and so basically the reason why Juju Marukanye was released early. Now in South Africa, murder, the definition of murder. Okay, let me probably just read it for you. What is the definition of murder? And then from there, you make up your mind about the sentence of Juju Maruhanye when he killed those 8 kids. Murder, all right? Let's see. So that I want you to understand. So the definition of murder, this is the dictionary on Google. Number one, the unlawful premeditated killing of one human being by another, right? The brutal murder of a German holidaymaker or whatever. The informal way of it, which is two, a very difficult or unpleasant task of experience. Okay, let's leave number two, but the legal definition of murder is the unlawful premeditated killing. So the underlining here is unlawful and premeditated. So for you to murder somebody, it's believed that you should have sat down, planned it, and then executed it. And it's illegal to kill another human being, right? So that is the definition of murder. Then come Juju Marukhanya. Juju Marukhanya was in his Mini Cooper with his stupid friends. They were drag racing. And then as they were drag racing during school when the schools were already out. And then accidentally, Juju, kills 8 children. Is it 8 children? I can't remember how many kids he kills. And then, of course, in South Africa, when you kill the person, whether by accident or intentionally, you will be charged with murder. And then it's in court where the charge of murder will be reduced to culpable homicide. Now, what is culpable homicide? Let's go and check it out as well. Culpable homicide is spelled Culpable, homicide. It says culpable homicide is whoever causes death by doing an act with the intention of causing death or with the intention of causing such bodily injury as in likely to cause death or with the knowledge that it is likely by such act a cause of death commits the offense of culpable homicide. In essence, basically, it's killing without the intention. For example, you were busy sitting at home cleaning your gun, and then you did not check if the chamber there was a bullet, and then your friend comes and sits in front of you while you're busy cleaning your gun, and it goes off, shooting him in the head, and he dies. Did you intend to kill your friend? No, you didn't. But when you get arrested, you'll be arrested on a charge of murder. But when you get to court, you then say, I did not intend to kill my friend. I was cleaning my gun. I did not know that in the gun chamber there was a bullet. When I pressed on the trigger to try and clean it, it went off and then it shot him and he killed him. And then, of course, that will be reduced to culpable homicide. Of course, your lawyer will have to argue culpable homicide without the intention of killing, right? So now ask yourself, did Juju Maruhanya intend on killing those children? No, he didn't. He did something stupid. They were taking drugs, and of course, when you're under intoxication of substance, illegal substance, you are bound to cause an accident at some point, right? So that's what happened. Then he was charged with murder, but that murder charge stuck. And then when he was sentenced as a murderer, not as a person who committed an accident that killed children. Then come 14th of February 2014. Do you remember what happened that day? Does anybody remember what happened on the 14th of February 2014? Yes, Oscar Pistorius. Remember, Oscar Pistorius kills River Steenkamp. He says it was by accident because he thought it was intruders, blah, 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 blah. So, of course, somebody who says, I shot through the bathroom door because I thought there were intruders, is that intention to kill? Of course, it's not intention to kill. Your intention was to kill the intruder, or maybe send a warning shot to the intruder. Unfortunately, the person that was on the other side died, right? Because they entered your house and they were threatening your life, right? So, of course, you reduce that down to culpable homicide. And that's exactly what Judge Masipa ruled in the end. She said this was not intentional. I think they used the word dolus eventualis or something like that. Yeah, it says this is not a case of dolus eventualis or something like that. I can't remember what word they were using. And therefore, Juju Markhanya was following this case and said, no, if Oscar got off on culpable homicide when he killed River Steenkamp without the intention, then I must make an appeal. And he made an appeal, and guess what? He was released for time served. So that's how he was released from prison, Ujuju Markhanya, basically from the shark's mouth, because I think he was sentenced to 25 years for the death of those children. So he appealed, and then he was let go using Oscar Pistorius' precedent. Well, by the time Gerina was like, hell to the no, we are going further. We are appealing this ruling. And that's why now he was actually charged with the actual murder that he has been planning to kill River Steenkamp. So that's why I'm saying whoever was prosecuted by Baloy and or was his case or her case was presided over by Ratha, and or the investigating officer was Kininda and all those police officers that we've seen taking the stand, because chances are they are in prison today for crimes they never committed. That's what I'm saying. I hope this makes sense somewhere, somehow. Charlotte says, please share Jub's case. Yes, I just did now. Thank you guys for what do you call this, for participating in that. I thought maybe I may have shared it before. I have not. Busiswa says Ratha makes my blood boil. Don't allow him. I decided not to allow him either. Oh, but he works it on me, and it takes for a long time for me to get angry, y'all. A very long time. And once I do, I explode. I before I explode, I was like, oh, I see what he's trying to do, this man. Let's not do it. Let's not fall in his trap. That's what he's trying to do. He wants us to give up so that they can, what do you call, sneak in things, and they will never hear or know what actually happened that convicted those guys. Let's not do that. Tata says, exactly. How can you keep on submitting evidence during a trial and the judge allows him? It's really confusing, because what I know is that when going to trial, you submit all evidence, not this. Exactly. That's what I also understand, that everything is discovered like during pre-trial. That's where everything is submitted and put to the table during pre-trial. Or is it a pre-trial conference? So what happened with this pre-trial? I don't get it. And why the Ratha does not cite or recite Hepworth when it comes to the states? Because I would think Hepworth 1928 will be very relevant to what Baloy is doing. But no, he's happy to use it on the defense because that's his trigger to hypnotize them. I know. Shorty says, guys, please help me out. Severe attempted murder of his girlfriend. It was said the families met and resolved it. Then how come now he's charged for it and the one of the substance? I am confused. So if there's an attempted murder or murder, that case does not belong to the family. Can go to the police station and say we withdraw, but it's a crime that's committed against the state. So the state still has the right to charge you and prosecute you, despite the families having sat down and spoken about that. A crime is a crime, unfortunately. That is why I don't understand why when a girl, okay, let me use in a real scenario where a woman is actually violated by a man, and then the man somehow, or she goes and open a case of violation. You know what I'm trying to say, because YouTube doesn't allow me to use that word, the R word. So she goes and open a case, and then later on, because of whatever reason, she goes and withdraws it, and then that's the end. The case of R, murder, fraud, not, they are all crimes against the state. Once you commit a crime against me, that thing is now out of my hands. There's nothing I can do about it. But then it turns out that the man still walks away having committed a crime. I'm not talking about the ones where he was falsely accused. I'm talking about the one that really happened. Because I've heard that some women have gone and withdrawn such cases where the families came and they talked, and then everything, or maybe the man went and apologized or took money and gave it to the woman and said, please don't open the case. And then she goes and withdraws. And then they kind of like scratch the docket off and throw it in the bin. A crime against the state has been committed. They should be committing in going to arrest this person and prosecuting them, and then gets convicted. Irrespective of what the girl says on the stand, even she says, I withdrew the case. The fact of the matter is you violated her, and this is a law. It's there in the Criminal Procedure Act. I think it's Schedule 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act. I think it's Schedule 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act. So Now I see what you mean. So that's why they charged him because it was an attempted murder. Okay. Why am I? Busisiwa says, looks like they're still digging for evidence the way Baloy is carrying on. That is why Nisi said it's not going to be shameful for the state to ask for a very long adjournment and put its case together. Now he's doing it on the go. Doing it on the go. Statements written on the 25th of October. And these judges are. I gang, I'm afraid to know. Yeah. No, no, no. Bongiwe says, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, Bongiwe. Thank you for coming through. Busisiwa says, Shorty, I'm also puzzled that this whole thing is not making sense. Shorty says to Busisiwe, does it mean Gananda brought it up and used it against the Bia? Well, it still sticks because it's attempted murder. I didn't know about that, but it's attempted murder. Hutso says, good afternoon, Clantis. Good afternoon, Hutso. Thank you for being here. Highly appreciated. Bongiro says, Aibo, what about the statement that was typed on the 25th of October? It's a question we are all asking, like, how? How? Shouldn't Hepworth come in here? Shouldn't he rise from the dead and say, hey guys, no, this is not right. This statement needs to be inadmissible. I mean, I think that the defense need to apply for inadmissibility of all these, especially this current witness, the previous witness, in fact, all the previous witnesses that we've had this week, since last week, inadmissible. Seriously, launch an application, and while you're at it, launch an application against Ratha. Tata says, Musisi, where the state is improvising with judge on their side, things should flow easily. If the state wants a conviction so bad and the evidence does not match what they say, it's not make sure at all. Even, I don't know, even an imbecile can see that. But clearly there are some that really are doing their best to defend this. I love every time when they come for me, and I'm like, really? Stick to your lane, sir. Stick to your lane. Lindeni says, I'm happy I'm on live today. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy you are here too. Last week, you guys, there was no live. You guys already know. We were invited to an event. I hope I represented you all very well. I hope so. And Tata says the video is from Bongani SA Informant channel. Yes, 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 indeed. I think, yeah, because I remember they were having a conversation at the event about meeting sometime during this week. Koso says, when I Clantis, have you watched the video from Bongs? And no, I have not yet. Usually what I do is with my colleagues' videos, I watch on a Sunday. That's when I have some time. I binge watch all my colleagues' videos, and then I binge watch all the videos of my favorite YouTubers, and then I binge watch all the new YouTubers that I've subscribed to during the course of the week. If I like the content, I would subscribe. And then on Sunday, I just spend the entire day just binge watching. If I'm not filming a video for my business, Clantis on Business channel, then that's what I'm doing. But yeah, it's scheduled to be watched tomorrow. Simpiwa says, so Ntanzi kept his room key in his pocket until they went to search for the hoodie. But then even if they were going to search for whatever, where is the search warrant? Because I was not hearing them talking about search warrants. It's in the Constitution, Section 35. You can disregard Section 35 all you want. Ratha cannot. Ratha cannot. In his judgment, he must speak on the time frame they had, the knowledge they had that today is Saturday, right? Next week, Saturday, we are going to make, okay, let's not go that far. On Monday, we are going to make an arrest. So to cover your services, what do? Go wake a judge and say, we need your signature for this warrant. We need a warrant of arrest. We also need a warrant to search. The judge is not, of course, you're going to give a tangible reason to the judge as to why you want these two warrants. And then they just put their signature and then off you go. Yeah, and stamp it and off you go. I think the judge, this Ratha, if he's a fair judge, he needs to speak on that. When you went to Rustenburg, or when you went to what do you call this Jeepers Town, or when you went to Tembisa, you knew what you were going to do. You had the time. Why didn't you go to a judge in the South Gauteng High Court or in the North Gauteng High Court and then apply for a, or not apply, obtain a search warrant as well as a warrant of arrest? That needs to be in the judgment. Because Section 35 of the Constitution, the supreme law of the land, it's in there. You cannot wish it away. You cannot wish it away. Where are we? Oh yeah. Busisiwa says true Ntlanta Fakute, like Mrs. has said many times. Yeah, he did say there's no shame. There's absolutely no shame to ask for a very long adjournment. Ntlanta says exactly why Ratha was the one who asked that question. Yeah, that's the thing I want to know as well. Ratha seriously shows that he's on the state side, no matter how he tries to hide it. Uyahluleka, shame. Shame, uyahluleka. You know, when the person is so obvious, and then you say, hey, I don't want people saying the lead judge. Hey, it's a shit on the lead judge. The lead judge is biased. Period. Dennis says Bong's video and TT was very informative. Yeah, I always enjoy watching Bongani. Last week when I was laughing at it, I'm like, the way you do your presentation is hilarious, so entertaining. It's what keeps me glued to watch. I madam, my YouTubers are South Africa. You can say whatever you want to say, especially the ones that are really consistent on the platform. We are gifted people. I don't want to lie. All of us, whether you are in the entertainment niche or you are in the finance, ICP, all of us. You can even ask the non-YouTubers that were there. They'll tell you. They will tell you. You enjoy having a intellectual conversation with people. Loved it. I also had a conversation with Titi Tobane, and it was so informative. I asked many questions to him. Like, the first question I asked him was, as YouTubers that don't have the law degree or any kind of expertise in the legal field, how are we doing? He says, I'm very happy with you guys. Yes, there are here and there where you need assistance, but in order for you to get assistance, you're going to have to pay a lawyer for consultation. So, but you're doing the best you can. You are showing proactivity. That's what he said. And that satisfied me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Thank you so much. At least now I know that a professional in this field says, in as much as a lot we don't know, but the little that we know, we are pushing, and he encourages us to continue pushing. I love that. Hosso says, hi, Clantis, my brother. To me, I believe that the 5 accused are indeed criminals. Yes. Except for, no. We need to remove accused number 2. Accused number 2 was never charged with anything. He doesn't have prior cases against him. All the stuff that you were hearing in court, fabrications. So accused number 1, from what I heard, was attempted murder. For me, I don't care how, especially if you're a man who abuses women, I have no respect for you. You're a criminal, period, to me. So yeah, I would say accused number 1, 3, 4, and 5. But accused number 2, it's there. It's the state itself that said he has no criminal record or any prior criminal cases pending on his name, except for the Senzo Meyiwa. So no, on that one I agree with you. On that one I agree with you. But except for accused number 2, but they have nothing to do with Senzo's case. Yeah, absolutely. You and I, same WhatsApp group when it comes to this one. However, though, accused number two cannot defend him. Lindeni says, according to Ratha Baloy, what about punctuation marks? But then again, Ratha Baloy, who knows? It's always correct. This is not a fair trial. It's fair. It's far from it. Oh gosh, my throat is too short. He says, Baloy is a favorite child, never wrong. Yeah, like a teacher's pet. What do you call this favorite student? Bongio says, why Baloy is allowing Kininda to feed him with new statements. He beats me, hey? And Baloy should know better because he is a lawyer and he should know that what he's doing is wrong, right? Like, I've discovered all documents. Why are you bringing these drips and drabs? I mean, seriously. But then, of course, he's going to say, no, bring them. The judge is on our side. Bring them, bring them. Everything. The judge is on our side. And the judge is on his side. He's not lying if that's exactly the conversation they're having in the background. Bongil says, so what are they getting all these old judges? Well, our judges are pretty old, all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. Most of our judges are old. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. You must think about it as well. South Africa's democracy is also young. There will be new, what do you call this, wave of younger judges that are going to be appointed depending on who is going to run the country and what vision they have for the country's criminal justice system and the judiciary system and things of that nature. I don't know. Because right now it sounds like every time, and I understand that precedences is what is used to persuade a judge from making a decision. But Judge Rata and his 50-year experience, which if you take it way back. It's in the 80s, not even the 80s, the far down the line, probably early 70s. That's like the thick of apartheid. And he behaves as such as well. And we are seeing these things on the stand, on the bench, and that shocks us. So if you put a younger, maybe let's say a 45-year-old to a 50-year-old judge on the bench, they'll be more modern and they'll be more constitutional democratic based than they would be apartheid law, common law, English Dutch law based, like Rata is. I don't know. Again, it will depend on who takes over South Africa after 2024 elections. That is on in your hands. That's all I can say. Annie says people like Gininda shouldn't be anywhere in the government buildings. He's a disgrace to the justice system of South Africa. I don't trust him at all. Tandy says, hey, Clantis and Clan, how are you doing, Tandy? Good to see you. Shirley says, Clantis, Mshololo, and Baloyi were Maumela's favorite last year. Oh, okay. Devil was the black sheep of the family. Oh, kind of like what Nisi is to Rad. Hudson says that the message from Ratha to Vaseline was encrypted, hence Baloy could not see anything. Aishem, hey, you really needed to sharpen your IQs at that time because me now I was like, I see. It's coming from what the witness has said, the discrepancies that the witness has said, and then it was confirmed the next day when Baloy wanted to re-examine, and instead of Ratha says, but you closed your evidence in chief questioning why you are reopening it, he allows it. I was like, ah. And that is when he was able to correct the 74 hours. But I thought, no. The defense needs to interrogate this witness on section 35. I still say it again. Recite section 35. Recite it. Recite it in English, recite it in Sepedi, recite it in Zulu. I understand that he speaks all these languages. If he speaks Afrikaans, recite it in Afrikaans as well. We want to hear exactly when he's arresting people and then reading them their rights. How exactly does it say? Because you're not supposed to miss a word. You're not supposed to miss a word in there, you know. So I was the 48-hour one, because I'm telling you, he will still say 74. He will repeat it because they don't read the suspect's rights when they're arresting them. Muna says, just enjoy your love. Remain reminds me of my late husband. I'm so sorry about your husband. And I'm laughing with a sore throat, y'all. The daddy says maybe Ratha and Baloy are relative. We don't know, father son. I keep looking at the resemblance, and I'm like, but then no, north and south. I don't know what the relations they have. Maybe it's a professional. I don't know, but something ain't right there. Mm-mm. I when you farmer ibugo for return, come closer. You're like, okay, that's how it looks like to me. Ticaliza, hello, Ticaliza is in the house. I just hope this judge will do the opposite of what we think he will do. He will do the opposite of what we're thinking because he's pushed against the wall. But the Constitution, these men that are taking the stand thus far, they've messed up, violated the Constitution. Hey, they've messed. Section 35, I don't think they know it at all. At all. At all. I gave you a challenge earlier this week, and I said, if you know a police officer, or you, as a South African citizen, I think you have the right to approach a police officer and say, "Hey, can you recite me the Section 35, especially subsection 1A, maybe 2 about C?" You're going to hear things because I did. I know of a police officer that lives somewhere here. And I was like, hey, you guys are on the spotlight. And he watches my videos and he's like, I know what you are here for. I'm like, yeah, can you please help me out? He's like, to be honest with you, I'll leave it there. I will leave it there. Same goes with this the shift, the change of shifts. They don't do it, guys. They all they do is just they can't wait for 6 o'clock if it's they're knocking off at 6. They're just waiting for 6 to hit, but they will just sign. They just sign things that they never checked. And then the next shift will sign that they knocked in at 6 in the morning. When the new shift comes in, they don't do those what they were saying on the stand. It's a lie. Where were we? Bongiwa says that Shorty exactly Shololo was Maumela's favorite. Okay. Lindy was hello Lindy where Ujaji Uyibuli and he forgets about Senzo's death. Wenza Ngati Usemzini wakhe. But the whole world is watching. How he has literally forgotten about Senzo Meyiwa is mind-boggling for me. Truly. Nelisa says, at this point, we need to ask where Ratha was on the 26th of October 2014. What do you mean is they need to call you, understand, Nelisa, and ask you where were Mina, I know where I was. On that particular day, I know where I was and what I was doing. And let me tell you, just to share with you guys what I was doing on the 26th of October 2014, a friend of mine's family went to Paris for a 2 week vacation. So they asked me to take care of their mansion. So I was living in this big, nice mansion overlooking the ocean in Durban. And when I watch on the news, because I still remember like as if it was yesterday. So if Gininda or what's his name, Baloy calls me, I'll tell him exactly that. And it can be proven with the plane tickets of my friend. Yeah, it can be proven. Oh, yeah. And by the way, they paid me handsomely for that 10,000 Rand. Yeah, for looking after the house for 2 weeks. You know that there's a business that, hey guys, if you are sitting at home and you're unemployed, house sitting is a business. You can open a house sitting business. I think they call them lock and go. Yeah, I think they're called lock and go. You can actually advertise yourself on your social media platforms, and also you can go to Fiverr, Upwork. You can go to all these websites where you can actually market yourself and say, I do services in house sitting or lock and go. And then some rich people, they have their homes just sitting there gathering dust. Nobody is maintaining them. And they're looking for somebody who's going to look after and maintain the house, and they pay you handsomely. If they have animals, they especially those that will go on vacation, they want to leave their animals behind. They will hire you to look after the house as well as their animals, and they will pay you handsomely. I did that, by the way, at some point. Yeah, I made a lot of money. Mhm. Just a tip. That's a tip I'm giving you. Just a tip. Be honest. Be an honest person who is not going to be working with unsavory characters. Please. Tiani says, Ish, I'm late. Hope you are all good. Members of self appointed experts. How are you doing, Tiani? Thank you for being here. We love having you here as a self appointed expert yourself. Mo011. Okay, Johannesburg, what's up? This Judge Judy. Marawai, Mo, why? Let me compose myself. This Judge Judy sucks, always rolling his eyes and throwing his hands on the in the air, treat defense like little kids, throwing tantrums to defend to the defense always. Yeah. Judge Judy. Shorty says, Bongiwe, you remember the time she asked for 3 months to study 375? Wow, that long. And it was, oh, now Ratha is showing it. Wow, Bisholo. She's brave. Nomvula says, no, okay, I've already, I don't know if you were listening, I've already broke it down why he was released. Lindy says Kale and Gininda are same WhatsApp group. Elizabeth says no. I've already explained it, so you can watch the replay if you have not heard that part. Okay. I could also be stand corrected. Maybe it was other different circumstances that made him get out. But I remember reading. I think I was reading, or somebody. I think I was. I read somewhere that he used Oscar Pistorius's judgment to get himself out, which I thought correct. He did not intend to kill. He was under the influence, and under the influence or intoxication is also a defense, by the way, because you are not in your full faculties when you are intoxicated, whether of alcohol or other illegal substances. So if you kill somebody under those circumstances, then yes, that's culpable homicide because you did not intend or you did not intend to unlawfully kill another human being. Shorty says it was 4 children. If oh yeah, I think so. Where did I get 8 from? Where did I get 8 from? Shorty says Ganda. Who's Ganda? Oh, Ginida was under a former police commissioner, and 375 was under BC. I don't understand what happened along the way. Very interesting. Okay, guys, we're about to close in the next, let's say, I'll let you know. Quarter two. Yeah, it's a quarter two. Not quarter two. When it's 1:45 on the clock, I'll let you know. But now let me just run through and no longer discuss the what do you call this? The comments. Bongiwa says, yes, I do remember and she was against Titi and Def. Wow, that's shocking to me. Shorty says, "Yeah, that's why they ended up being fired because they appeared as incompetent." Okay. Ntlanta says a good clarification about Jube Jube. Yeah, I stand corrected as well, but I believe that no, I remember very well. That's the reason why he was like, "Hey, thank you, Oscar. I'm out." And I remember his appeal did not take any longer than a week. It was a 1 day hearing, and then it was granted the appeal. And he was let go. It was like on time served, you can go home. Because I think he was supposed to be sentenced to 8 years. I think that's why I got the eight. I think he was supposed to be sentenced to 8 years, and only 4 of those years was going to be hard imprisonment, and then the other 4 he was going to serve it outside. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think it was because with culpable homicide, anyways, it's a slap in the wrist. Like Kento Zile was wrong, and then they will either you will spend the sentence that you've been convicted for outside of prison, or you're gonna do hard prison time for maybe a year or two, and then you are released to continue serving those years. Lung says, "Clan Duna." Duma. They used to call me that in high school, Dumafer or Dumafar. It actually means famous, y'all. That's the direct translation. Famous. Like Udumile, Dumagude. Yeah. Oh gosh, my nose. Ticolizo says, I also hate this thing of being witnesses saying Danze was happy. Who's happy? Even if you are guilty. How I also hate it when the judge will be reading where every morning the prisoners will be asked if they are okay. Apparently, they don't do that. No police station does it. No holding cell, no prison, nothing. Otherwise, why do we have violence in prisons if that's what they do? You, Clan, okay, this is from Mom Charlotte. Clan, you are in trouble with Ratha and Baloy's previous cases. Yeah, they must appeal. No, seriously, they have to appeal. I would do that if I were them, definitely. Lindiwe says, ukuba khona. Okay, ukuba khona kukaMngomezulu. We thank Rams about Nisi and Ngumalo. I'm worried. No, don't be worried about Numa. I did explain in a video that they don't have to cross-examine any of the witnesses because their clients were not mentioned by the in the tapes or whatever. But he did say that because the witness is going to mention his client at some point, he's going to cross-examine the current witness or something. So Nisi and Ngumala, they don't have to. But I suspect the reason why Mshololo is cross-examining is because the audio, the one that was inadmissible, I think the accused number five's name is mentioned. So to kind of like wave off anything, she has to get up and help Advocate Mgomezu. But she cannot ask that or like directly defend accused number one and two. That is Mgomezu's job. DJ Afro says, as the court please, when Baloy panics. We used to say, I wish Ratata can invite me to his home. Is he like this even at home? Woo, good luck. Sure, I mean, I would refuse that invitation flat out. Sure, says, imagine being accused of murder yet you're happy. Sharing how you are the best Zulu dancer. That one was a lie. It doesn't make sense. That one we know it's in our South African police work. Imagine here I am sharing shy were electrocuted and all it mean I hey shine them. I please. That's a lie. Load shedding. I'm so sorry, guys. Load shedding. Load shedding. And I forgot to put on the inverter just to be on standby. Ah, man. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But, anyways, we're about to close here. I think maybe I should just close so that the replay doesn't look awkward as well for all the people that are going to be watching. But guys, thank you all so much for participating. I highly appreciate you so much. Peekaboo, I see you. You are late. No, guys. Anyways, I just have to say goodbye. I don't want the replay to look awkward. You know that space. So just to say our goodbyes. We'll definitely see each other again next week Saturday with another live. Let's see what happens in court this coming week. Are we going to be seeing more postponements because the state just keeps sneaking in things and Ratha is allowing it? I don't know. We'll see about that. So once again, if you're a YouTuber, do go to my Clantis on Business. I am going to drop a short there regarding a program that YouTube is going to roll out to few YouTubers that are going to be chosen for it. They just chose me to talk about it. YouTube chose me to talk about it, y'all. And I'm going to talk about it in a shorts in Clantis on Business. Maybe there'll be another one on this channel. We'll see. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. I highly appreciate you guys all the time for being here. If you sent me a super chat or a super sticker and I did not see it, thank you so much. I apologize that I would not be able to see because after the load shedding, things just went blank. I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you all so much. Much love from me to you. Mwah. Bye. Oh, my throat. My throat. Let me go fix it again.